Hello SkatterBenchers, in this series of video we explain you how to overclock in a minimum amount of steps and time. Today we are overclocking the Intel Core i7 6700K Skylake CPU together with an ASUS ROG Maximus 8 Hero motherboard and 8GB of G.Skill Ripjaws 5 DDR4 memory. The total cost of this system is about $700 US. We will break up the process in 4 different steps. First overclocking the CPU, then the memory, then the IGP, and to sum it all up, we'll overclock everything at once. To do the overclocking, we will use 4 different tools. First of all, to do the actual overclocking, we will be going into the BIOS to change all the different settings. Then, in the operating system, we will use 4 different benchmarks. First, Intel XTU, second, 3D Mark CloudGate, and finally the GTA 5 benchmark. All the benchmarks and all the tools can be found in the description below. As a last step, we will be overclocking the IGP. The IGP is the integrated graphics on the CPU. For Skylake, the IGP frequency equals to half of the base clock frequency times the CPU graphics ratio. Remember, with the default base clock set at 100 MHz, and the CPU graphics ratio set at 23, our default IGP here is running at 1150 MHz. Let's overclock. To do the overclocking, go to the Extreme Tweaker menu and scroll down to find the max CPU graphics ratio and set it to 28. We could adjust the voltage manually, but we found for our test that leaving everything in automatic did the job. Now save and boot into the operating system. We are in the operating system to check how much performance we gained after overclocking the integrated graphics. We will do this using 3 different benchmarks. First Intel XTU, then 3D Mark CloudGate, and finally the GTA 5 benchmark. Keep in mind that measuring performance is a vital part of overclocking, as you want to know how much faster you are. Let's look at the numbers. We've increased the IGP frequency from 1150 MHz to 1400 MHz, which is about 22%. In XTU, we see no performance increase, which is normal because it's a CPU-only benchmark. In CloudGate, we have about 14%, and in the GTA 5 benchmark, we have 11% increase. This was the last video on overclocking this particular system. Make sure to also check out the CPU overclocking as well as the memory overclocking. We also have another video coming up in which we overclock everything at once. Thanks for watching. This overclocking system consisted of a Core i7 6700K Skylake processor, the ASUS ROG Maximus 8 Hero motherboard, and 8GB of G.Skill Ripjaws 5 DDR4 memory. We overclocked the CPU, the memory, and the IGP. You can find all the information in the video description.